Hey everyone, this is Bola Shokumbi. I'm the founder and CEO of Clever Girl Finance. I'm also the author of the Clever Girl Finance book series and the new book, Choosing to Prosper. Welcome to Clever Girl Finance TV. So in today's video, we're going to discuss 6 steps to take if you find yourself behind on paying your bills. There are many reasons why someone could be behind on paying their bills. You could have suffered a job loss, had a significant reduction in your income, you may have a significant amount of debt to pay, or you may have had an emergency situation that depleted your savings. And with that, there can be considerable stress when it comes to being able to pay your bills, especially when you have dependents and you have a limited amount of income coming in. However, by leveraging these 6 tips, you can find some relief in you being able to pay your bills by creating a plan. So let's get into these tips. Number 1, you want to get organized. It's really important that you have a clear picture of your income and your expenses, as well as a list of all of your bills. So whether you use a spreadsheet or a pen and paper, it's really important that you start out this process to get up to date with your bills by getting organized. And so when you lay out all the bills that you have to pay on a monthly basis, there are a few things you want to know. You want to list out the company you owe the money to, the due date every month, the past due amount if any amount is past due, the minimum payment due, and your total balance due if this is a debt bill. Getting organized is essential when you're behind on your bills because it helps you really get clear on what is due by when. Number 2, it is time to evaluate your finances. And this is time for you to get really honest with yourself about what your expenses truly are. So what is a true need versus a want? And you may have to put a pause on those wants until you catch up on your bills, but it's really important that you take some time out to really get clear on those needs versus wants. So what recurring expenses that are wants can you cut out for right now? What essential expenses do you have that you can find a better deal or reduce the amount of money you're spending on them? This is, like I mentioned, a great time to really do this assessment so that you can have that clear definition between your needs and your wants, and you can look at opportunities to cut down accordingly. So think about things like magazine subscriptions, gym subscriptions, streaming services, phone apps, all these things that you might be paying for on a monthly basis that you might not really need or you can do without for a short period of time, so you can put that money that you save towards catching up on your bills. Number 3, call your creditors and your service providers. So if you have fallen behind on your bills, your service providers, your creditors do not know, and they cannot help you unless you tell them. So pick up your phone and call them and say, listen, I'm struggling with paying my bills. I certainly want to catch up, but I need some support. Most creditors, most service providers just want to get their money, and they have programs in place that can help you get caught up with paying your bills. But again, if you do not tell them, there's no way for them to know that you're struggling. And as a result, they will end up sending derogatory remarks to the credit bureaus, which in turn will impact your credit score. One thing to keep in mind is that when you call your creditors, when you call your service providers, you can also negotiate lower rates if possible. If it is a debt bill, you can negotiate a lump sum payment if you have the cash or you're going to be coming into some cash. And you can also negotiate interest rates on a payment plan. If one of the things that's causing you to be overwhelmed with paying your bills or is setting you back with paying your bills is having a reoccurring debt that's costing you too much money every month, one thing you can do is refinance that debt into a lower interest rate so that you can save some money and then focus on paying that debt down. So a classic example of this could be a car note, right? Or even a mortgage. In order to make the most of refinancing and this option, focus on refinancing for a lower interest rate, but keeping the length of your actual loan. You don't want to extend your loan if possible. This way you're not paying more money over time. Instead, you're saving money because you've negotiated that lower interest rate. I hope you're enjoying this video so far and you're finding these tips useful. If you are, please subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and stop by clevergirlfinance.com. We update our blog on a daily basis, multiple times a day, and we have over 30 plus completely free courses to help you on your journey to financial wellness. Okay, let's get back to these tips. Number 4, comparison shop to reduce your bills. So there are certain areas where if you compare the rates you're paying, you have a big potential to save money. And this is when it comes to phone bills, cable bills, if you still have cable, certain utility bills, insurance. These are all areas that every 6 months to 12 months, you want to compare to see if you can find a better rate. And if you really love your service provider, you can call them and say, hey, listen, I found a better rate elsewhere. Can you offer me the same rate? Can you match that rate? The worst thing they're gonna say is no, right? And the best thing they're gonna say is yes, we sure can, because we wanna keep you as a customer. Step number 5, look for ways to earn extra income. So we talked about cutting back, getting clear on needs versus wants, but the truth is that there is only so much that you can cut back in your budget because you still need to live. You need to pay for housing, you need to pay for food, you need to pay for your core utilities. So the next thing to do once you have cut back as much as you are able to is now to look for opportunities to make extra income. And there's several ways that you can do this. So you can ask for a raise from your current employer if you have the performance record to back it up, or if you are due for one. You can find a better paying job. You can find a part-time job if your schedule permits it. You can sell stuff you own in your closets, kitchen, garage, baby items, etc. Stuff that you own but you don't really need anymore. You can start a low-cost side hustle, for example, pet sitting, child care, cleaning services, or you could try a money hack like renting a room out in your home. Keep in mind that this means stepping outside of your comfort zone to do things that you may not necessarily want to do, but can help you bring in extra cash over the short term to help you get caught up with paying your bills. You don't care what people think, you want to get caught up with your bills. And number 6, execute this plan you have created to get caught up with your bills. It's one thing to watch this video, it's one thing to take notes, it's one thing to plan to take these steps to getting caught up, to calling your creditors, to laying out your budget, to looking for ways to earn more, looking for opportunities, to cutting back. It's one thing to take notes on all those things and watch this video, but it's another thing to actually take action. So I really encourage you to create time in your schedule, right, to implement these tips that you have learned, to execute these tips that you have gained from this video, and to ask for help if you need it from your creditors, from your loan servicers. You want to make sure that you are communicating with them if you are struggling. And so start to execute this plan so that you can work on getting caught up with your bills. Key things I want you to remember, budget, create a plan for your money, right? Every dollar you earn, you want to make sure it has a place to go. And if you're not earning enough, start to get creative on things you can do to earn more if possible. And if you're able to automate your finances so that you can completely eliminate paying late fees. If you're able to automate, you make sure that you pay your bills on time and you can avoid paying any late fees as well. Getting behind on your bills can be overwhelming and stressful, but remember, it's all about creating a plan and you can get past this. You don't want the stress or the fear to paralyze you. Instead, you want to think about ways in which you can start to take action starting today so that you can get back on top of your bills and have that peace of mind. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have, please hit the like button below, subscribe to this channel, and stop by clevergirlfinance.com. We have a blog where we share so many tips, including tips on getting past financial hardship, and our blog is updated every single day, and we have over 30 plus completely free courses on so many different financial topics to help you on your journey to financial wellness. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video.